Hello, my name is Liz Mann, currently the General Secretary of FES Singapore. Stephanie and Rachel asked me to share briefly how FES Singapore has been using the Rethinking Ministry Guide for our movement. As we all have been experiencing the disruptive impact that coronavirus has impacted us, our countries, and our movements. It has challenged us to think not only in the way we do and reach out to our students, but also how we should sustain this ministry ahead. So in mid of this year, the Ministry Impact Team sent to all movements the Rethinking Ministry Guide. I believe most of you have already received and read this, which is hoped to support the national movement to navigate this COVID-19 crisis situation. It is written there that the guide is not intended to be a definitive tool, but as a resource to use alongside other planning systems its movement has already had. So based on this, I and the leadership team of FES Singapore break down those 5 components tools into 3 focus groups. First is on the section 1, Understanding Self, Biblical Reflections. It was discussed in one of our combined staff devotions, helping our staff team to be aware and reflexive on what has been happening, especially the impact of the COVID-19 to the ministry. Second, the section 2 to 4 was carried out more by student leaders. We asked our staff team to bring this to the student leaders and get it discussed among themselves in the campus and CF level. And lastly, contingency planning was more discussed in a board meeting, especially on the areas of financial support, contingency planning, as well as taking care of our staff. So I think first lesson I can share here is that, as also mentioned in the first page of the guide, that contextualization is important. Taking it wholly without thinking of its relevance will only add burden to us as a national movement. We may think that this is just another thing that for us to do, another burden. However, ignoring it or reluctance to use it is also not helpful. I was also initially reluctant about this guide, but later, after much discussion, I realized when we take time to read and think how to contextualize the guide, it is really becoming very helpful. And lastly, we consider this guide to help us as well as a feedback loop. So after all the above exercises have been carried out, we are asking our staff team to put all the lessons learned or feedback gathered into what our system calls Ministry Priorities and Development, which is normally carried out at the end of the year for next year planning. We would like to see that this guide not only important or useful for this season as well only, but also for the future. So with this, I guess the Rethinking Ministry Guide is not only due to response to COVID-19 situations, but also can be used for any possible disruptions or crisis in the future for our movement. So hopefully my sharing is helpful for you, whether you already use it or you plan to use the guide in your movement. Thanks for listening to my sharing. May the Lord continue to give you wisdom, courage, and resilience to carry out this worthy calling wherever we are. Thank you.